Sing it for the just found out life is now upside down. If you're looking for hope tonight, raise your hand. If you feel alone and don't understand, if you're fighting in the fight of your life, then stand. We're gonna make it through this hand in hand. And if we fall, we will fall together. And this is for the second chance. This is for the new romance. This is for the loved in vain, overcame. It's not too late. If you're looking for hope tonight, raise your hand. If you feel alone and don't understand, if you're fighting in the fight of your life, then stand. We're gonna make it through this hand in hand. And if we fall, we will fall together. And when we rise, we will rise together. If you're looking for hope tonight, raise your hand. If you feel alone and don't understand, yeah. If you're fighting in the fight of your life, then stand. We're gonna make it through this hand in hand. And if we fall, we will fall together. And when we rise, we will rise together. Together we are dangerous. Together without differences. Together we are bolder, braver, stronger.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? I hope everybody is ready for this weekend. I'm here to try to get y'all fired up. I'm going to try to keep this show a little positive. We got a lot of stuff to go through. A lot of stuff's been going on around the world with this COVID-19 pandemic. And I just like to... I'm trying to keep it positive. As Valvi always says, I'm trying to keep it positive. KIP. All right, we're starting to get some people coming in. So, did y'all like the music? I try to put some upbeat, some encouraging music for y'all. Things may be looking bleak out there, but there's always something on the horizon. So, keep your heads up, stay motivated, and try not to let this stuff bother you too bad. Don't try not to get. I know it looks bad. You might have some friends that are sick. Stressing about it, worrying about it, it ain't gonna make it any better. It's just gonna make yourself sick. So I want y'all to try to stay upbeat about this stuff and hope for the best. If you're on, hit me up in chat. Say hi. A lot. Ma too said a lot. I don't know what she's talking about, but let me get the chat up on this thing here so I can see what's going on. Oh, you like the music a lot. I bet you that's what she's talking about. Yeah, she likes the music. 3 of her favorite songs. Especially the first one, right? So that was the 3 songs I played in the timer were For King and Country, Together, Michael W. Smith, Waymaker, and LeCrae, I'll Find You. You can look those up on YouTube. Chances are I'm probably going to end up having to cut the timer off on this video whenever I upload it. So, at least you'll get it at the beginning. You can go look them up yourself. They're all on YouTube, so you can check them out. All right, some of the things I want to go through today. I even made some notes. We're going to go through some of the positive things about being quarantined. I'd like to go through that kind of towards the end. We'll start out bad. We'll work ourselves way up to better. The economic effects versus the virus effects. I think that's kind of the balance that we're seeking here as a society, at least in the United States, is the balance between the economic effects and the virus effects. The Goldman Sachs report, there's a Goldman Sachs report. I think I have a video I might play here in a little while. It talks about it. It's this past quarter was the worst performing quarter for the stock market in U.S. history. The worst quarter for the stock market in U.S. history. And it ended up, trusting God. I mean, really, when it comes down to it, that's really all we can do. Is just trusting God that this is all part of His will and that we'll come out of it all right. So, wait a little bit longer, see if we get some more people in. We'll take some phone calls later on. I thought I would put up an hour ahead of time, hoping that some people could make it. It's 5:30 East Coast time right now, so people should be getting home from work if they're working. And I know in Europe, we've got some people from Europe. It's like midnight. Sorry, I can't do streams at 2 a.m. So to go over the stats, I was just looking at the stats for the CDC. Shows New York is sitting at 90,000 infected, which is almost, I think Michigan is at 10,000. Otherwise, that's 10 times more than like any other state in the country, New York. So New York's, they're either testing a whole lot more people than everybody else, or that place just got hit hard. Or both. Could be a little bit of both. So some of the things, here in El Paso, we're up to, I think we just went over 60 people infected. We haven't lost anybody that I know of. So it's a good thing. We're doing all right here in El Paso. I miss my church. My kids miss the karate classes. They're missing school. I miss them being in school. I'm homeschooling. This is not right. This is not right. I am not a teacher. I never in my life said I wanted to be a teacher. I was always fun Uncle Dave, because I could go over people's houses, play with their kids, play with the kid for like 30 minutes, and then until they got on my nerves, and then I had to move on. So I'm not a teacher. Put that out there right now. So I'm thinking, when they come up with a problem, when they're doing this virtual online stuff, and I got a kindergartner and a second grader. So when the second grader comes up, either one of them, when they come up with, I don't know how to do this, Dad. I'm gonna message the teacher and be like, he doesn't know how to do something. See what they say. They're the teachers. I'm not the teacher. One child. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, one child? We have 2 kids. There's 2 of them. But they'll be all right. I'm getting better. I mean, I'm showing some patience, I guess, because I have to. Everything's online. It's crazy. It's crazy out there. I got a friend who got a ticket because his dog pooped at a park. He's walking his dog down the sidewalk. Dog had to poop. Dogs don't like to poop on sidewalks, so the dog went on the grass. So I guess he stepped on the grass. And some neighbors called the popo on him. showed up and gave him a ticket for trespassing. It's like $1,000. It's up to $1,000 fine here in El Paso for violating that stay home, work safe order, which they just a couple days ago, made all parks off limits now. Can't go to the park. Off limits. Get a ticket for trespassing. Park's closed. This is crazy, man. That cop's got to be the biggest fascist I've ever heard of. How you just walk up to somebody's house, here's a ticket because your neighbors turned you in. Where are we? This is like the Soviet Union or something? The Soviet Union don't even exist anymore. It's crazy, man. Welcome to. One child has corona in El Paso, or one child died of corona in El Paso? I haven't heard of anybody dying in El Paso from corona. But yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. And the economic ramifications could literally plunge us into the next depression. I mean, my philosophy is we're going to find out exactly how artificial our economy is. Because like if we come out of this and just kind of smooth out of it like nothing after dumping $2.2 trillion in debt on a bunch of worthless stuff, funding the government on an emergency bill, that's insane. They're all the same. Republicans, Democrats are all the same. Oh, one child has corona in El Paso. Okay. Well, there's probably a lot more than one that have it. They just don't show symptoms because they have decent immune systems. So there's probably a ton of people. I mean, I got a little cough now, so maybe I got the Rona. I think it might just be allergies, though. But I'm just curious how the economy is going to rebound from this. I mean, you got the economy shut down, and then you're going to borrow $2.2 trillion on top of that. You got no tax revenue rotating right now. There's no movement in the economy to create any money for the government, and you're going to borrow $2.2 trillion on top of that. Man, that is crazy. I mean, I don't know. Just that word artificial economy just came to me one day. I'm like, do we have an artificial economy? I mean, are we just playing games here? Is this all just fake? This whole economy thing? Is it just fake? Is it just, dump money, spend money, and, it's just like none of it really matters? It's just weird. Because we have a thing, libertarians, we have a thing we call the free market ecosystem, like the market ecosystem. So it's like the market regulates itself, is what we like to say, and generally it does. I mean, that's the whole thing. Like inflation, if you borrow too much money against the dollar, then the value of the dollar drops. That means products get more expensive. It's kind of an ecosystem. That's why you can't predict the stock market, because there's too many variables. It's like trying to predict an earthquake. That's an ecosystem, is like what happens in nature. The natural environment. Wind blowing pollen lands, plants grow, leaves die, fertilize soil. All this different stuff happens. It's an ecosystem. You have ecosystems in the ocean. We have what's called a market ecosystem. So it's the whole concept that you can't have, in a free market, you can't have a monopoly, because there's always going to be competition. So as soon as you start charging more for a product than its value, somebody else will enter the market with that same or similar product, and at what it's actually valued, and people will start buying that product. I mean, so people will only buy what a product is valued. And it balances itself. That's why they can't sell an iPhone for $10,000. Eventually, they probably will, but the price of the iPhone, because based off of how much people valued it back in the day, an iPhone was $500, or I don't know what it was, but I don't buy phones. I just give my wife's hand-me-downs. But the prices of phones keep going up because people are valuing more. As the people want better technologies and stuff, then they're willing to pay more money for it, and the companies can raise the value. Now, once it gets to a point, if you had the same technology and you released another phone with the same technology, and you tried to jack up the price, then people are not. They're just going to stick with the older phone. So it's an ecosystem. All that stuff works in the economy, but it also works with taxation and this. I mean, you just chop down the rainforest. You could say. Can you imagine if you just leveled the entire rainforest? What would happen to the planet's ecosystem? Well, you just did that with the economy. You just shut it down. You just chop down the economy. Something's got to happen. So I'm just wondering, and if it doesn't happen, then that means there really is no ecosystem. That means it's an artificial economy. There's basically just some banks that are controlling the economy. There's no market ecosystem that's controlling anything. And that's really, really scary. Really scary that somebody would have control of this. Not getting anybody in chat, so I'm hoping covering some valuable stuff for anybody who watches this later. So if the ecosystem really does exist, then we are just literally just chop down the rainforest of the economy by canceling small businesses and a lot of large businesses too. So that's pretty scary. And then you had this $2.2 trillion spending bill, and just let me go over it real quick to keep you up to date on what's going on with this thing. Basically, it was a couple of $1 billion to the citizens through our rebate checks that we're going to get, through small business loans, and through unemployment compensation. And then there's like $1 billion going to the homeless, which is great if they get it. Literally, the homeless got more money than we did. So all of our checks are estimated to cost like $600 million. The homeless are getting $1 billion. So I hope they get it. At least we ended the homeless problem with this coronavirus thing. But all those things added up, maybe $5 billion. Maybe $5 billion. So that leaves $2,195 billion still left over. $1 trillion is $1 million. It's an insane amount of money. So all the rest of the spending was on federal government. They spent it on themselves. It was about federal government and some subsidies and stuff to major corporations like the aviation industry. And the Kennedy Center, I guess Nancy Pelosi pushed for that Kennedy Senator thing. They got like the Kennedy Center. They got like $25 million. The Department of Defense gets $11 billion. The Senate needed $9 million for miscellaneous. They're like, miscellaneous, $9 million. $9 million. What could you do with $9 million? Me, I think I would be set for the rest of my life. The Senate itself only has 50 people in it. So what could 50 people do with $9 million? Probably set themselves up pretty good for probably the rest of their life if they use it good. But our senators, of course, don't know how to use money. The reason they don't know how to use money is because they don't ever use their own money. They're always using our money. Supposedly. I don't know. I'm confused about economic stuff now. This whole shut the economy down and $2.2 trillion and borrowing from the Fed. And the Fed, we'll loan you $1 trillion a day if you want. I'm like, wow. Why did we do this before? The government just give us a $1,200 check every week? It's an artificial economy. Who cares, right? I'm confused. So that's the economic effects. The Goldman Sachs report. So at the worst point in the Depression, 1930s, right? The worst point in the Depression, the GDP dropped 12.9%. I'm going to bring up an email that I have from another libertarian friend. The GDP dropped, I think it was 12.9% in a year. That was the worst year during the Depression. The second quarter of this fiscal year, second quarter, which is the one April, May, June, if we don't get this economy moving again, the second quarter is looking to be 38.9%. Nope, it's got to be up here. I know, I should have had this ready for y'all. I apologize. There's nobody watching anyways, but if you're watching this after the fact. Nope. I'm not scrolling. Oh, I guess that was it. Where did it go? Okay, let me just search for it. Ah. Okay, here it is. So Goldman Sachs, economist at Goldman Sachs, which is one of the biggest, financial places in the country. So they're predicting as of this is old, man. This is real old. It's got worse since then. Okay, this is 10 days later. Yeah, that one only had like a 5% drop. This 10 days later, and the prediction is a lot more grim. Goldman Sachs now predicts that it will drop 34% in the second fiscal quarter, and that unemployment will spike to 15%. That will be the worst fiscal quarter in the history of the United States. Consider that in 1932, in the depths of the Great Depression, the economy contracted by 12.9% over the course of a full year. And it's going to contract 34% in one quarter. That is scary. That's scary. So recession is the least of our worries right now. We're going in a recession. Hopefully, we can bounce back. I don't know. Give government more control. Do you think that's going to bounce back? They need to let go of the reins and let the market fix itself, balance itself, deregulate, de-license, let entrepreneurs do what they do best. Entrepreneur. Yeah. Hopefully. Exactly what I said in my speech to the mayor here in El Paso. I mean, it's the only logical solution. It's just let loose of the market and let it just go. I don't know. It's a scary time. So basically what we're looking at right now, and I know a lot of people are going to be like, but we can't go back to work because of the virus. The virus. At some point, we're going to have to balance our economic survival with our fear of this virus. I won't say our survival because the majority of us will survive the virus. We're going to get sick and we might be laid up for a few days. Some of us might not even be laid up for a few days. It's really contagious. And I know I don't mean to sound harsh, but people are going to die from it. I understand that. People are going to die. That's kind of what we do. We start out life and we end it by dying. It's just how nature works. I'm ready. I have no fear of death. So, and I know people are like, oh, you wouldn't talk like that if your kid got sick or your kid died or your wife died or your mother, your father died. Yeah, I would. It's just the way I am. I understand that that's the end of our existence, that's how it ends. I mean, no, I don't want my kid to die, and I don't look forward to it, and I would be heartbroken and devastated if it happened. But I understand that's the end of life, and I believe in a God that's going to take care of me, in the afterlife. I believe that that's where we go in the end. I get to go back with, or my child, if my child died, it will go back with our Creator. I have no fear. I just know that that's the ultimate end. So, I don't want to sound harsh, but is the damage with that we're doing to the living actually worth the lives that could possibly be saved or stretched out? And it's not a matter of how many people are going to get the virus and die from the virus. That's not even it. Because the people that are going to get the virus are probably going to die from the virus regardless. The problem is what we're talking about is how many people are going to die if so many people get infected at the same time, rush to the hospital, overload the hospitals to where the people who are really sick end up dying while waiting in line to get on a ventilator. That's really the question. So if you're looking percentage-wise on how many people we are actually saving by crushing our economy nationally, the amount of people is the amount of people that will be saved by flattening the curve, by not overloading our hospital system. If we would have used an information process instead, kept the economy open, said, hey, wash your hands, wear a mask, wear gloves, do this, do that, do curbside delivery, keep your social distancing, and use those tactics, but kept the economy open and running, do you think we would have, and then put out, hey, don't go to the hospital until you get a temperature of 102 or something like that, or if your, cough gets a certain way, or whatever the doctors would say would be that, that tipping point where you should go to the doctor. And then you have people outside the doctors that are, like on the spot, walking with the temperature. You ain't got a temperature, go home. You ain't got a temperature, go home. You don't even have to be a nurse to do that, right? I don't know. But there's other things that could have been done. The problem I have is none of those things were even talked about. We are just going to shut the country down and take over, total control by the government. I can't leave my house and go to the park that's a block away without getting a trespassing ticket. It's insane. It's insane. So, I don't understand it. But that's the balance that we're looking at. How many lives are going to be saved by not overcrowding the hospitals? Because people are still going to die. People are already dying. I mean, we've lost, I think we're 6,000 now in the United States. This is as of April 3rd at 3:57 Mountain Time. I think I read that somewhere. It was like 6,000. I think it updates on the CDC website at like 4:30. So maybe I'll check it at the end of this. But that's what we're looking at. And they estimate like 7 million people starved to death during the Great Depression. So if the economy isn't artificial, which I'm actually starting to hope that it is, but man, I really hope that, the only thing you can really hope for is that a lot of people wake up to see what kind of control the government has and how much damage they can actually do. I don't know. Stuff really bothers, as a libertarian, this stuff is bothering me bad. And it's bothering me more that I don't hear a lot of other libertarians, speaking out against this stuff. We need people to speak out against it. We need people to speak out against the violations of our civil liberties and stuff. And I don't care how many of you, I know I coughed. Should cough all over Volvy's chair here, huh? But we need more libertarians standing up for our civil liberties. And I know all of you are going to be like, hey, the government had to do something. We can't be just running around. People were at the park and stuff. If they didn't make it against the law, then people would have congregated and spread their germs all over, and everybody would have got sick. And I know, okay, I understand. But as libertarians, it's our job to make sure you hear that this is a violation of your civil liberties. If you're okay with that, that's fine. We just want you to know that that's what they're doing. They're violating your constitutional rights. They're violating your civil liberties by doing this. They are taking state control like a dictator. We want you to understand that they have that kind of power. If you're okay with it, so be it. But it's our job as libertarians, and we take it very seriously, to speak out against it and say, hey, this isn't right. Your freedoms are supposed to be protected. Over anything. Over a virus. Over anything. Over a war. Doesn't matter. Your rights should be protected as an individual. You are a free person. You're a human being that should be free. Then I know all the arguments. Oh, but then, how am I being protected if I go out there and somebody coughs on me and I get sick? And I understand that. I understand your argument. I know all the arguments. I understand that. But, and I'm sorry, I know that's loud when I hit my knee. I'll try to stop. So, Bill Gates put out a report, you can look that up too, where he just basically said the government should have taken more control. Government should have shut everything down, but it's not too late. We need to shut it down even more. And I'm like, of course, Bill. You got $1 billion sitting in the bank. You'll be all right. But us? The rest of us? I don't think we're quite as comfortable as you with just shutting the economy down and depending on the government to keep us alive. Oh God, that is such a scary thought right there. All the people that I think they said 3 million people in the United States applied for unemployment in the month of March. It's like the largest ever. 13,000 applied for unemployment just here in El Paso. And we got a population just under 1 million, I think. So, yeah. So, yeah, billionaires telling us that they should have shut the country down sooner. It's kind of ridiculous in my book. And a lot of people, listen to the media talking heads and stuff, and, oh, yeah, we should have. And then a month from now, when your unemployment isn't quite keeping you as comfortable as you would like, and you were wishing you were back to work again, So yeah, the virus, it's bad, man. But I don't know what's worse. I don't know what's going to end up being worse for us, man, the economy or this virus. And then you got people out there, man, don't even want to talk to each other. Don't even want to talk to people, man. Just don't cough on people. Don't sneeze on them and don't spit at them. And talk to people, man. We need to come. I realize that people aren't hating. Okay, how come I see? Oh, there it is. Oh, Trump's live now. Let me see if I can bring it up. I don't know if I want to do this or not, but let's see if I can bring up Trump's briefing. Get out of studio mode. Let me put my TV frame is supposed to be up. Why is it not up? That's weird. Oh, I know why. I think I know why. Maybe? There it is. I should probably put this above it too then, huh? Alright, let's see if we can't find this briefing from our mighty leader. Let's see if he still wants to open up the economy by Easter. Let's see.
We were just attacked. That's right, about 4 a.m., the printing press of our Hong Kong edition was visited by 4 masked men who were likely Chinese communists, and they came in with batons, flammable liquid, and tinder. They poured the liquid on the ground, lit some newspapers, set the press on fire, and then ran off into the night. The entire thing was captured on video surveillance. And this was actually the 4th attack against our press over the last several years. These thugs, they fear nothing more than people reading the Epoch Times. Because over the last 2 decades, we've been exposing what the communists have been up to in Hong Kong, as well as how China has been undermining America and the world. But you know what? They can't stop you from clicking that button below and trying the Epoch Times yourself and getting access to real news.
It's another ad.
And if you thought that the mainstream media in this country is bad, in Hong Kong, almost all of the media
preparedness. We knew about SARS, we knew about MERS, which were earlier modifications or variants of the coronavirus. None of those achieved anything like what we're seeing today. But that's why for successive presidencies, including the leadership of President Trump, there has been a great
recommends
focus on
masks in
pandemic
public
preparedness.
settings
In fact, it was
where
just
social
in November,
distancing
I
is
believe, that the
difficult.
president signed the Pandemic Flu Preparedness
Yeah.
Executive Order.
So it's nice that the Surgeon General
and we have
or the
also
CDC would recommend
updated
something
the
as obvious as
Pandemic
wearing masks where we
Crisis
have-
Action Plan, which has been the playbook
to
from
know
which
that
we've been working, the Pandemic
CDC
Flu
has some
Plan,
common sense, right?
again, the action plan from which we have been working that coordinates the
I don't
whole
know
of
how much of
government,
this
whole of
we're gonna
economy approach here. So we've all been very focused on pandemic preparedness. That's what we do. But this particular strain of pandemic, who would have known this particular strain?
But Secretary Azar, if you were preparing for a pandemic, if this government were preparing for a pandemic, why is it we don't have enough masks? Why is it we don't have enough medical equipment in this
Previous
country?
administrations gave us very little ammunition for the military and very little shelf space. Let me just tell you, you know it. You know the answer. The previous administration, the shelves were empty. The shelves were empty. So what you should do is speak to the people from the previous administration, Jim, and ask them that question. Because the shelves were empty. And you know what else? The military shelves were also empty. We had no ammunition, literally. And that was said by one of your favorite generals. We have no ammunition. Guess what? We had very little medical supply also.
I hate that I can't
All
hear
right.
what
Go ahead. We'll get it back. We'll get you back. We'll get you back, please.
What about that question?
Jim, I said we'll get you back. Please, go ahead.
So I wanted to ask about the DPA. So you said that there will be a ban on exporting of all, what does it cover? So masks, gloves, what else is
Covers
included in that
everything.
order? And are you concerned?
But if somebody ordered, if Italy, if Spain,
We are being censored. America's news outlets.
Okay, now I think I can hear it at the same time you can hear
Joshua,
it. Hopefully that's
because I
not
think it's
horrible.
only fair. They have problems that are proportionately or relatively bigger than our problems. So if they ordered something and they're waiting for, as an example, masks made here and going to Italy, I'm not going to be stopping that. I think it would be very unfair. And by the way, speaking about being fair and unfair, two very big cruise liners, as you know, I allowed them to dock today. We worked with the governor of Florida, as you know, Ron DeSantis, and we worked on it, and we had tremendous security, and we took the sick people, and we're working with them. We have doctors, we have great doctors, military doctors, and from a humane standpoint, not that we're in love with this, these are two massive ships, but we have to take care of people. We have to take care. We sent many back to Canada. The Canadians came and worked very closely with us, as did the UK. We had a lot of people from the UK, and we took care of the Americans. We took care of the sick. We had some people very sick. I think we had 3 to 4, maybe 5 people that had died on the boat, one of the boats actually, and we had to take care of these people. So we could have let them float aimlessly into the ocean looking for port, as they've been doing for a long time. And I made the decision we had to take them in, and Homeland Security and a lot of other people did a great job. But we had to help people. These are people that were very, very sick. Some were dying, some died. Please. Go ahead, yeah, go ahead.
Mr. President, your staff today said that people in close proximity to you and the Vice President will get a coronavirus test. I'm wondering, are you concerned that the people you've been hanging around with may have the virus?
No, I'm not concerned, no. I had a test yesterday.
What's the reason for the order for people who meet with you or talk to you? Why
I don't know. I
should
mean,
they
I
get
heard from the oil executives. These are people. Most of them had not had the test, and frankly, I think they left the room feeling good about a lot of things, but they felt good about the test. This was a test that took, I guess, 13 minutes to have it finalized. They took the test, I don't know. I didn't know they were doing that. Maybe they did it just for them. I don't know. But it seems that a lot of people, because now we have tests that really work well. Abbott, in this case, Abbott. We have other tests being developed right now that are also fantastic. The original tests, the ones we inherited, Jim, as an example, they were broken. They were obsolete. They were not good tests, and that's what we got stuck with. We've developed some incredible tests, but this took 13 to 15 minutes, and they were all fine. Go ahead, finish your question.
So I wanted to ask, the problem some people have raised is that if the U.S. stopped exporting, what you could have is other countries then deciding reciprocally that they are going to stop exporting, and that the result of that then will be a net decrease in the amount of supplies that American doctors, American hospitals have. How do you address that?
Well, I address it in the following manner. We really are very well supplied. We are not the principal. It's the hospitals, the states, the cities. They're supposed to get everything they can and stock up in case something like this happens. But nobody could ever assume that something like this happens. So we started supplying. We brought tremendous amounts to New York today, and over the last few days, we brought them to Louisiana.
He loves that word tremendous, doesn't
Michigan.
he?
We brought them to Los Angeles. A lot of equipment.
Cracks me up,
You
man.
read the amount of masks that we had. I think I said over 8 million masks. The N95 masks, the more expensive, more complicated, better, whatever masks, the ones that want to use in the hospitals. We have millions of them now, and we've given them to a lot. We sent to Bellevue in New York today. That was from Mayor de Blasio, 200,000 of them. But we have 8.1 million. We're going to have more than that. And we're getting them from various sources, including the military. We're rapidly then replacing them because we have to replace them in case there's another emergency. I would be gowns too. We have many gowns being delivered and have been delivered. Our people have done an incredible job. Most people have said now, and I said this yesterday, governors have said, thank you very much, great job. If they're a Democrat governor, in some cases, not in all cases at all. If I said, here's 1,000 ventilators, how many do you want? We want 1,000. Here's 1,000. You got them. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to add another 5,000. Is that good? They said, wow, that's great. And then if Jim Acosta goes and says, are you happy with the president? No, he should have given us 10,000.
Great
That's what's
for
happening.
tooting his own
Because
horn,
that's a
right?
standard
Bashing his
political
opponents.
answer. And that's a shame because we have done a job like nobody's ever done a job. But we've just delivered a lot of masks. We've just delivered a lot of gowns and protective gear. But you're talking about a massive number. But as of this morning, people were very, very happy. Steve?
Will executives ask you for a bailout?
No, they didn't ask for a bailout. No.
Ask for it.
It was really more of a discussion than asking. We did discuss the concept of tariffs because, as you know, this was a dispute among a couple of countries that I think they want to be able to get it solved. They had a dispute. They had a competition, but they want to get it resolved. Russia and Saudi Arabia, I think they want to get it. Yeah, I think they want to get it resolved. I think they're working very hard. I mean, they told me they want to get it resolved. They're working very hard. Go ahead.
Thank you. Yesterday, Jared Kushner said the notion of the federal stockpile was it's supposed to be our stockpile. It's not supposed to be state stockpiles that they then use. What did he mean by our?
What are you asking?
And even the fact that taxpayers from
What's that?
every
It
state
gotcha.
pay
It
for
gotcha.
it.
You
No,
use
it's
the
not
word
gotcha. What do
hour.
mean?
You know what hour means? United States of America. That's what it means. It means
the states.
hour. It means the United States of America. And then we take that hour and we distribute it to the states.
So why did
Not
you
that we
say
have
it's not supposed to be state stockpiles that they then
because we need it for the government and we need it for the federal government. But when the states are in to also keep
it's not to the states.
to keep for our country because the federal government needs it too, not just the states. But out of that, we oftentimes choose. As an example, we have almost 10,000 ventilators, and we are ready to rock with those ventilators. We're going to bring them to various areas of the country.
Man,
that
they
need
can
them.
quiet
But
those
when he
mics
says
quick,
our,
can't they?
He's talking about our country. He's talking, excuse me, he's talking about the federal government. I mean, it's such a basic, simple question, and you try and make it sound so bad. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You know what? You ought to be ashamed. It's such a simple question. He said our, and our means for the country. And hour means for the states because the states are a part of the country. Don't make it sound bad. Don't make it sound bad. Go ahead, Steve. Go ahead, back here. You just asked your question. You just asked your question in a very nasty tone. Let's go.
You didn't give me an answer.
Please.
Mr. President,
I gave you a perfect answer. You know it. Go ahead.
well, just to follow up on that, when we have the federal stockpile, I mean, isn't
Why
that
does the
designed
federal
to be
government
certain
stockpiling
Sure, but
ventilators?
it's also needed for the federal government. We have a federal stockpile and they have state stockpiles. And frankly, many of the states were totally unprepared for this.
Why are we
So we had to
stockpiling?
go into the federal stockpile. But we're not.
Why
an
is there
orderly
stock?
clerk,
What else are they
have to have for
stockpiling?
themselves. Now, some of the states were in good shape. Some of the states
Just
were not.
random?
In good
We have
shape. That's
stockpiled
some
MRI
of the things you
machines?
expect.
With,
We have been
you
helping
know,
states. We have been spending
stockpile
a tremendous
defibrillators,
amount of time,
stockpile
effort, and
vaccines,
billions and
stockpile.
billions of dollars
What else?
on making sure that they have what they have. I mean,
Jeez.
take New York. We built them hospitals. I built them 4 hospitals, built them medical centers, sent a ship with 1,000 rooms and 12 operating rooms. And,
It's nuts, man.
And then on top of that, gave vast numbers of ventilators and vast numbers of surgical gowns, equipment, masks, everything else. Now, they had a chance to order ventilators over the years. They had a chance to order a very big, but they didn't choose to do it. We were there and we helped them. And I think the governor of New York is very thankful for the help that we gave. But we have a stockpile. It's a federal stockpile. We can use that for states or we can use it for ourselves. We do use it for the federal government. We have a very big federal government.
Oh man.
not
So
your powers to be essentially a traffic cop for all the essential medical supplies that are
We're not
needed.
a traffic cop. We're a humanitarian cop. We help. It's like the ships. Do you think we wanted to take 2 big ships into our country that have obvious problems, and you know the problems I'm talking about? So I have a decision to make. Do I take them in or do I save lives? Okay? Do I take them in or do I save? I decided to take them in. And we have tremendous protection. We have great doctors there
I
to
don't
help
know, man.
the people.
This
They had
guy.
4 or 5 people that died. That was as of last night. They died on the ships.
anyways, yeah, you can catch that live if you want. It's going on right now. Hey Nicole, how's it going? You agree with me about why is the federal government stockpiling stuff? Like ventilators? I wonder if there has been anybody waiting in line for a ventilator somewhere that's died. Couldn't they should be able to sue the crap out of the federal government for stockpiling ventilators that could have possibly saved their loved one's life in the past. Or even now. It's crazy. I don't understand what's going on, man. It's literally, a friend of mine texted me, like, this is a libertarian nightmare. And I'm like, you're exactly right there. Libertarian nightmare. It's crazy. I'm good. I do have a little bit of a cough, though. I'm wondering if I don't got the Rona. Oh, jeez. But I have no fever, though. I mean, literally, I take my temperature in the morning. I think it's just allergies. It's that allergy season. It's kind of a bad time to have allergies. You walk outside and sneeze, and everybody looks at you like they want to, burn you to ash. But I think I just got allergies. I take my temperature. It's like 97.4. So I have a negative temperature. So, but good. I'm glad you're good. I'm glad you're good. I know some people are getting sick out there, and it's looking pretty bad. But hey, I wanted to go through some things as I'm thinking about closing this thing up and get ready to get the weekend started. I wanted to stop saying so much. You guys should call me out on that. I'm really trying to stop doing that. I know that's a bad habit for speakers, so I'm trying to fix that. Thank you. Hey, I wanted to yeah. I'm not worried about it. I got a really strong immune system. I kind of hope if you get it and you recover from it, then you build up antibodies in your blood, and they can take your plasma and use it to help other people. I'd be happy with that. I think my immune system could fight it off. So, I got a pretty good immune system. I hardly ever get sick. So, I'd be willing to give up some plasma to save some lives for sure. So, I'm good with that. I mean, that's really what they should be testing people for. Well, I know they're, don't have enough test kits still because the FDA is still a federal government agency. Just to throw that out there, the FDA. And they're slowing the process through regulation and approval, getting test kits and stuff out to the public. So I know a few private corporations have already violated federal law by sending the test kits out. Anyways, without approval. Kind of like my buddy's just walking his dog. Dog had to go poop in the park. Got a ticket for trespassing. At a park. Because now the mayor says, what kind of cop's going to give a guy by himself with his dog a ticket? His dog pooped in the park. I guess he stepped on the grass, crossed the line. I don't know. But anyways, I want to end this on a positive note. Where you get a test kit? I don't think you can. I know we have a place here in El Paso that has test kits, but it's a secret. Yeah. Yeah, the trespassing thing is BS. Like I said, this is a libertarian nightmare. I'm like, I can't believe it. That's just the craziest thing I ever heard. Wasn't with anybody else. Wasn't congregating. Just walking his dog. The dog, dogs don't like to poop on the sidewalk. Steps into the grass so the dog can go to the bathroom. And actually, some neighbors called in on him. I'm like, those neighbors don't like you very much. But so the cop showed up to his door, gave him a ticket, trespassing, and the fine here in El Paso is up to $1,000 for violating that stay home, work safe law. It's crazy. It's crazy. Walking in a public place can get you a fine of up to $1,000. To me, that is just insane. It's insane. But anyways, another thing I want to put out is, some places are calling it the novel coronavirus, which makes it sound like, oh, it's just novel, it's the novelty, no big deal. Novel actually means new. It's the new coronavirus. So that's the whole point. Who's that? What up, bud? This is my little ball of allergies right here. You gonna come say hi? Come here. Say hi. Let's just say hi. You'll see yourself in a second. Say hi. Hi. He goes outside for 10 minutes, comes back in, and his eyes are all red and watery, sneezing, and big ball of mocos. What's up, buddy? Did you need something?
Can I say, Coach, Amy, she's gonna be here in 6 minutes.
Okay, 6 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Evolve's gonna be here in 6 minutes. That was the message. That's my little one. He's my kindergartner. So some of the positive things I think that are coming out of this quarantine, this virus. One positive thing, you got to trust in God. That's about all you can do right now. So as libertarian, I'm holding on to my faith that this is all part of God's plan and it's all going to work out. I believe that. I believe that this is all. It says in the Bible that the tougher the challenge, or the bigger the crisis, the greater the reward for those who stay faithful. So I encourage you to stay faithful, hold on to your faith, and build on it. I mean, especially if you're at home spending some quiet time. If you got that extra time off and stuff, get back into the Bible, get back into church. And if you don't have a church, my church is awesome. We've got an awesome online church. My pastor gets on with us at 6 o'clock every morning, like 50 people from the congregation, and we just hang out for an hour at 6 a.m. Monday through Friday, every day since this started. Pastor just gets on there and talks to us and shares with us, and it's all positive messages and stuff. That's one of the reasons I really like our church. But yeah, trust and faith. And actually, I think oh no, I've lost it. Let me see if I can find it. This one. I had a good scripture written down too. Oh, nope, this one. I take a lot of notes. I'm just not really good at keeping them organized. Oh, 2 Corinthians 7 and 14. In operate in wisdom too. That's another note I took about this whole thing. Is in the Bible it tells us that we need to operate in wisdom. So be smart. Be smart. Cover your coughs. Stay away from people. Do the things you need to do. Not because the government's telling us to do them, just because we know it's the right thing to do right now. We got a very virulent virus out there. We need to protect ourselves and protect our loved ones and protect other people. You don't know if you got it or not. You could share it. So just make sure you're, covering your cough and protecting yourself, protecting other people. Don't put your hands to your face like I just did. Stuff like that. I try not to take my kids out because I know they could be carriers, and you can't control them. You know what I mean? If they see somebody in a store that they know, they're gonna go run up to them. So I've been trying to keep them in the house, let them go out in the backyard and play and stuff. And I ain't like I could take them to the park anymore. Thanks, Mayor Margot. But some of the other positive things, I keep going back to negative stuff. I'm sorry. I'm trying, okay? I am, compared to you, I'm the organized one. Don't even get me started, all right? That mess of homeschooling stuff that we got in there now, piling up in the kitchen. Make Evolve organized. Are you crazy? That guy's as organized as Ma too. But a few of the other positive things I think that are coming out of this is families getting closer. You know what I mean? You stuck at home with your family now, so I think you really get to relate and get close to your family and stuff. And I think it's brought our family a little bit closer. We're pretty close to begin with, but I think it's brought us a little bit closer. So there's that. It's society slowing down. It's almost like God said, y'all moving too fast. Let me go ahead and show you how to downshift. I mean, because we have slowed down so much. I mean, just when I was going to the store the other day, it's like 10 vehicles on the freeway. I looked at I-10, and it was like middle of the day, 11:30, and it's empty. I mean, you can ask any truck driver that's had to drive I-10 through El Paso, Texas, if he's ever been able to go the speed limit all the way through the town. And I bet you never until now, till today, till this thing started. So, I mean, literally, the whole society is just slowed down. It's like taking a breath, really. It's kind of weird that you got a respiratory. It's kind of ironic, right? You get a respiratory virus that makes society slow down and take a breath. Interesting. Yeah, mine's 6 and 7. Yeah, they're everywhere. You're not going to be able to. I mean, you cover your cough. Yeah, right. It's just nonstop. Kids are just kids. That's just the way they are, especially boys. Another positive thing, less traffic and pollution. I mean, there's hardly any traffic. A lot of factories and stuff, I'm sure, are shut down too. The non-essential ones. Like, hopefully all those junk food, processed food factories are shut down. Probably not, but, wishful thinking. So, less pollution, less traffic, less traffic fatalities. I mean, I bet you this year we're going to have less traffic fatalities than we probably had in the last decade or more. Just because there's hardly anybody on the road. More quiet time. You got more time to yourself? I would hope. Not me, I got less quiet time. because the kids aren't in school. But you got more quiet time. You should have more quiet time. You don't have to work. I'm sure you'd rather be working, but. So that's just some of my notes that I took that I wanted to talk about. That's I coughed again. Oh my God. I got scratchy throat. Is there a drive-through? I think eventually we'll get there. Have drive-through corona tests. They have self-swabs now, where you can swab yourself and test. But you can't get a hold of a test kit, so I mean they're all getting used up by hospital ERs, which is a good thing. I mean, I don't need one until I get a temperature. I'm not worried about it. I think most people should think that way. If you don't got a temperature, don't go to the doctor. Call. If you're starting to show symptoms, call. Call first. I wonder what the wait time on that is. The calling first thing. Because I know unemployment is ridiculous right now. Calling in. And the website's crashing and falling apart, at least here in Texas. 3 million people. Who's that?
Can I go clone?
Yeah, you guys can turn the TV on. Yeah, LA looks clear. Yeah, less drunk driving because all the bars are closed. I mean, you literally have to get drunk at your house and make a choice to drive somewhere else. That would be really stupid. But I'm sure people are doing it. You still go visit friends, I guess, and get hammered and go drive somewhere. Yeah. There's a lot of positive things, I guess, that could come from this. But I think the learning to slow down thing, I think that's probably going to be the best thing to come out of it. Just, I'm just really worried about this whole economics thing. That's the thing that's really bothering me. The economics thing and the violation of civil liberties is that's just eating at me at the core as a libertarian. That, as just a person who believes in the concept of individual freedom, that we should be free to do as we will, as long as it doesn't harm other people. But I mean, we don't even have the government has taken that choice away from us, and I don't think it was necessary. Some people would argue with me about that, but somebody's got to argue in favor of that too. So that's the whole debate process. Oh, okay. So coronavirus testing, drive-through testing for medical personnel and first responders. Yeah. There's a testing facility here in El Paso, but as far as I know, they're keeping it secret. We had a call with the VA. That was interesting. It was a conference call with like 2,500 people from the VA. Of course, not everybody could talk. It was just the VA briefing us on what they were doing. And they were talking about, if you come to the VA, we're not going to give you a mask. If you want to bring your own mask, that's okay. Stuff like that. That they opened up telemedical or whatever, the video conferencing for medical stuff. But they don't have enough test kits. And they don't have enough PPE. That's why they're not issuing people masks. So they don't. The VA, the one place I think should be taken care of, doesn't have enough masks or PPE. So they have the same amount they've always had. So their suppliers, because they have to supply all the civilian hospitals with more, they can't provide the VA with more. So that their suppliers are only giving the VA the normal amount they get every month. In other words, everybody else is special, but not the VA. Makes sense, right? Oh, this is from a briefing. I just got off the phone with them yesterday morning. They did this briefing. And that was they said. our suppliers are not sending us any more than we normally get, and we're having to use more because of this virus. So like, you know, the nurses and doctors and people that work there, basically mask and gloves the whole day, and they got to change that stuff out even more. So their stockpiles are being depleted quickly. That's pretty sad. It'd be nice if they would have took care of the VA first. I mean, they only care for the people who, I don't know, volunteered to fight and die for the rest of the country. I guess they can go to the back of the line, right? Those guys go to the back of the line. So, what else you want to talk about? I put out the phone number. I'll put out the phone number again if anybody wants to call in. Call in line. Ma too can call in. She doesn't want to call in. Alrighty. There it is. Call-in line is open. I wonder if he's just trying to do that to get paid. Hey, what's up, Evolve?
Hey, what's up? I'm sorry. And it's still not charging. I've been having problems. I reset it. I rebooted my phone, but I'm just going to go with it. It's all good. So.
I went through everything. Oh, it's been an hour. I've been live solo for an hour.
Come on.
You know what, people? I'm thinking I might do a little hour show. I was hoping I would have more people on at this time.
Yeah, I got to get my Evolvers in here. Oh, you got a Google number too?
Yeah, I got a Google number. It's my campaign Google number.
Oh, shoot.
It's on my business card, so I figured I would share it.
Are you wrapping up? Am I late?
I just kind of got done. I wasn't really wrapping up. I went on a rampage about negativity, and I wanted to try to put it on a positive note.
I want my people hearing this.
It's too late.
What?
It's too late. I guess I could stay live a little bit longer.
Oh, so you are wrapping up. That's what I just said. You're wrapping up.
Oh, it's an hour. It's an hour, you know. I'm not going. Nicole just came on. So.
What?
Nicole Hans, she just came on.
Hey, Nicole. Dang it.
Volvy's right here. Hey, have you checked out Devolvy's channel?
We're filming today. See, I wanted my people in this. Do you want pizza or spaghetti?
Who said that? Matu?
Matu. Sorry.
Oh, I thought she put that in chat.
Oh, no. Spaghetti.
I thought you said you weren't doing Grimaldi's again because it's not local.
I think it was DoorDash. Anyway.
Oh.
So you really in it? Dude, there was so much fun talked about. Hey, thanks, Nicole, for subscribing to him.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm trying. I will do a live stream every day if I get 1,000 subscribers.
That's how you get 1,000 subscribers. Oh my goodness. That's how you do it.
I'm thinking about it. I could just, that's what I want to do. And then I got a Twitch channel. So what I want to do is I'm either going to do a Twitch. I want to do like an hour of Twitch. Where I'll game. I'll play any game. I don't care. Just tell me a game and, especially if it's free.
Dude, because I had quite a bit. I had some notes. I had quite a bit. I want to talk and bring my people on, but. What are you doing?
Right.
You want more? Don't end it.
Yes, KIP. That's Matu saying don't end it. So, but I want to build a Twitch audience too. So if anybody's got Twitch, any gamers out there,
see, it's not.
Twitch, Libertarian Dave on Twitch. Same thing as my YouTube channel. It's also listed in the description at the bottom. Libertarian Dave.
6?
Huh?
Can we stream? Can you come back? Can I invite my guys? Can we go over this?
What? You want me to stop and then start another stream?
Yeah.
I could do that.
No, I mean, can we, you have people in here too. Now, can we schedule something? Because I figure 4:30.
I'll tell you what I'll do.
What I do is because I'll film his
6%.
now 4:30 to 5:30, and I was thinking.
Oh, we can have
I
dinner.
Bring mine. Yeah, have dinner.
Jump back on at 7.
Jump back on at 7. Because I definitely want it. Like, I wanted to get the word out. I made a post too. I wanted to get the word out. I had a few.
I didn't get a whole lot of people on this, so
be good.
so I might end up doing the evening stream anyways.
Yeah, let's do it. And I guess while I got you on here, I was coming up with something. I was thinking, as far as with me, I was thinking, you tell me how the schedule work, and that way they can hear the schedule. I was thinking because so 3:30, well, on Tuesdays, because I wanted to dedicate, because his Devolvy's channel is growing.
What you up to? You already go past me probably, right?
It's 2,700
subscribers.
Subscribers, yes, on that, and 2 videos.
2,000.
Dude, it's.
Are they all evolvers?
They come from, because I put it out in the Facebook Eminem group and a few Eminem groups, and I promoted a little bit on that channel, and they're coming from every.
I need to do that, man. Why am I not? I need to be advertising my YouTube channel.
Yeah, you just go to
on these libertarian websites.
Yeah, go to them. That's
or
where
Facebook
that's
pages.
your people. That's
Jesus.
I went to like.
But I don't know.
Let me.
Do you think that's a good idea? I mean, I'm not trying to attract libertarians. I'm trying to attract people that aren't libertarians.
But that's your
because I want to share that with them.
But that's your audience, because these libertarians, you got to think, you need as many libertarians. You need as many people on the same mission as you on your channel as you do haters, to kind of balance that, because that's what's going to help you reach out. Those are the people that's
Nicole subscribe to Devolvy right away.
Yeah, because those are the people that are going to push you and get you in the algorithm, because they're going to be there every video. They're going to be there. So you need...
and I could educate them too, because there's a lot of libertarians out there that aren't very educated on libertarian concepts and stuff, and don't know how to argue the points of libertarianism.
Okay, so no,
they get stuck by people who just say, Bernie's the answer.
He's at 2,400.
I got 119 or 17.
But to be fair to you, he only got like 1,000, because only like 12. He had a 1,200 head start, because this was an old channel that I had. I had 1,200 subs.
Oh, you just changed the name of it.
I just changed the name.
Deleted all the videos off.
Deleted everything. Well, private them all, but
okay.
So he got like 1,400 though on his own. Well, but.
Well, you know when people did you see what Nicole said?
What was that?
She's like, she just instant subscribe.
We gotta keep content rolling for both of these. That's how you go, especially with live streams. So I was thinking,
everybody likes the live streams better.
I was thinking Tuesday and Friday.
We need to find out how to co-host a live stream, so you could literally, like, if you can't make it over here, you could just.
And that was the schedule. I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, if you could get on your channel, I could get on my channel, and we could split screen it or something. Sorry, that was right in the microphone. I just clapped right in the microphone.
Right.
You know what I mean? Split screen it or something, and there's got to be a way to do that.
It'll be a paid membership. I know one of the higher tech or one.
No, OBS.
OBS.
Think we could do it in OBS?
No. You have to upgrade. I'm pretty sure.
I'll look into it.
Yeah, look into it.
We'll just
for now.
We'll do some research.
I was saying Tuesday and Friday if you want to set and commit. Like a commitment.
I know. Well, what we need to do is like Nicole and Matu. You guys need to share my content, because it looks better when other people share your content when you share your own content.
With them.
I know. We know we could do this off the air, but we'll go ahead and do it on the air if you want.
Oh.
We need an on-air flashing sign right here.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and end it.
No. We're talking about the schedule.
No, so
Matu said don't end it.
So Tuesday and Thursday.
She's just trying to kill time when she's at work.
Tuesday and Thursday.
Look at how active Matu is in there.
Wow.
She's at work. She's maintaining the system.
Tuesday and Thursday.
Okay.
3:30 or 4. I was gonna Tuesday and Thursday. I was gonna shoot content. 3:30. You have to let me know for school. It looked like they were still doing
That
stuff.
that's just because we're this week. I mean, we're just
So I was
we're
thinking,
trying to get into the rhythm. That's all.
because I want to try to get 2 videos up on him on his channel. Like,
I can be. I'm trying
so,
to make it a point to be done with their school at 3:00.
Okay, so let's
Just-
make it
just
4.
like normal school.
I guess I'll make it 3:30. So Tuesday and Thursday, I dedicate a hour for his video, and Tuesday and Friday, live stream.
Tuesday and Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like live streaming on Fridays or Saturdays. But I mean, we can schedule one, and I can always do one. Just throw one out there.
Okay.
I plan on doing that anyways.
'Cause
I might be live streaming tomorrow too. So.
Okay. Yeah.
Or on
Let me
Twitch.
Let me know.
I don't know if there's going to be any interest in Libertarian speak on Twitch though. You'd think there would be. I mean, I know a lot of Libertarians are gamers. So.
Okay. Let me So 7:00.
Bobby
Come
is
back
around
at
the
7. I
corner,
want to talk
seriously.
about my citation.
I mentioned it earlier. Nicole heard. she was like, "That's nuts."
I don't know what day was that.
He got a ticket for his dog pooping.
It's all good. It's all good.
You got.
It's good stuff.
You got snitched on, man.
I got snitched.
That's ridiculous. I mean, that reminds me of like the people who would call the secret police on people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the communists, they call the KGB and be like, "Hey, this
I want
guy's."
to send my video from yesterday. Oh, he's so cocky. I mean, cocky. I just.
Somebody said that?
Nah, no one said that. They watched all that stuff.
Yeah, I didn't say your name. When I mentioned yours. I didn't say it was you.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna share my YouTube channel.
Sure, you gotta go to all the Libertarians.
With the Libertarians.
And what you do is you posted up minutes, because I posted up the most comical stuff. I posted up his Large Amar and the MGK with the shovel, and you posted up on these sites that are already fans of this type of stuff. Like
I think on Libertarian,
there's tons.
The gun one would probably be really good.
So you can literally type in Libertarian groups, and you'll find tons of them on Facebook, and you just join. Some of them, you have to get admin permission, and literally with some of them, they have the watch party where you can literally once you get accepted to the group. A few of them I actually did a watch party. It had like 50 people in there, just all of those, because these groups are massive, and they're like, "Whoa, we got a video."
There's not really any Libertarian ones that are that massive. No. Like the actual LP Facebook page, I think it has like 150,000 or something.
Really? Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. That's not counting.
But I'll do that. Why should you got poop? Did you video the cop? That's what Carly said. That she said that when she walks her dog every night, and she said that she's gonna start carrying her phone, video the cop. She's like, I'm videoing them. They're gonna harass me for walking my dog.
I guess it.
In a park. It's crazy.
Yeah. Can't be in parks now. I didn't think it was being that serious. I was like, whatever.
Catchy title. Libertarian Days, not catchy.
Hey, let's get this so we can solve it.
All right, so close this. We're gonna.
All right, so we'll see you guys for a 10-hour stream, 7 to 7.
That's 12 hours, by the way. Oh man, and this is the school teacher. Basic math. Basic math.
See, I was seeing what y'all know. I was seeing if Nicole was on her feet. See if she caught that.
Catchy title.
Yeah, he's learning
What do you
that.
mean
He's
by
getting
catchy
better
title?
with his thumbnails. Haven't you seen them? Live. Are we still home of the free? Well, the economy. Yeah, we need to. I get what she's saying. Something. Are we still home of the free?
I like that. Are we still home of the free? Sure as heck don't feel
Freedom
like it.
exposed.
It really doesn't feel like it that we're home of the free. I guess I wasn't catchy enough.
No. Freedom exposed. Freedom taken. Economy dies.
Something for people to be noisy about. I try.
Your thumbnails are better than your title. They always are.
My titles are weak. My thumbnail strong title.
Since we're talking about it, I'll go ahead and say it now. Yeah, you got a good thumbnail aim, but your title's always
Title game's not good. I'll try it. That's not. Are we still home of the free? Will the economy kill us? I don't know what was the rest of the title. I don't even remember. Will the economy recover? How bad is it? And where is God?
Freedom stripped, economy going up and down.
Freedom stripped,
like
economy
dancer.
tanked.
You stay on that
Tanked.
strip. You stay
Economy
on,
tanked.
No, you gotta stay on the strip thing. Freedom stripped, economy going up and down like a pole dancer. Now,
like a stripper.
Now, see,
like
we're on the strip theme.
The,
you correlate everything. I'm messing, but
Dave fights for liberty. Dave the man.
no, not too. See, you're thinking. You can tell you guys are up there.
Do 24-hour stream while I sleep. Have your earplugs in. Nosy, not noisy. Nosy. What? Oh, to be nosy about. Yeah, that's what your title tries to do. Same thing with the thumbnail. Because, I mean, you want people just to click because the thumbnail looked cool. I thought the thumbnail I made for this live stream looked pretty cool.
You gotta have a goal.
A goal?
No, don't worry live streams. We should give them a goal.
Like I'm live streaming until I get 1,000 subscribers.
Whether it's a sub goal or a donation goal or something, give them a goal.
1,000 subscribers. I'm not shutting this thing off until I get 1,000 subscribers.
I'm gonna regrow this beard. That's tough.
What if Devolve gets to 25K before you do?
I was just saying that. I said that on the post. I said guys, don't be petty and have this kid gets. I was like, yeah, I will feel a certain way. I'm gonna be honest. Than everyone, but as soon as the internet know you don't like something, that's the worst thing you can tell the internet is what you don't want to happen or what you don't like, because then the internet proceeds to go on. If you tell the internet you hate being called daddy, oh man, then look for nothing but daddy memes. Or no, the internet wants it or whatever it is. This is the first example. Anyway.
Giving up our rights in 2020. Gotta be something like
2020 or 1920 or 1820.
1720 would be more like it.
Yeah.
That's when the British were here.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
Have the British came back?
Disguised as Donald Trump and Nancy Pelosi?
This should be in the next one at 7. It should be something along the lines of depression. This economy, I don't.
Oh,
something along
depressed rights, depressed economy, depressed Dave.
Or we coming to the next big
depression.
Or we can just say it. We're on the verge from this depression. Going live. You need to see this. Depressed.
You know what? How about this as the title? Watch this now.
Depressed, demoralized, and defeated. Watch now. I got you. All right.
Elementary school teacher ticketed for pooping on the grass. No, it wasn't him. It was the dog. But we don't have to say that. Right? We can just leave the dog part out.
We're moving. Yes, you leave the dog. Now you're thinking.
Watch live. Elementary school teacher ticketed for pooping on the grass. And everyone's gonna be like, "Where's the video?"
So my dog pooped.
on the grass at the park, and I got a ticket.
And that's not, now
for
you're
trespassing.
Thinking. You're thinking.
For trespassing.
It's not, as long as you put that in your videos. Oh boy. Okay. Let me film him.
I know who that was the first. I got a dislike the first, but I hadn't even went live yet.
Dude, what's it called?
Somebody disliked it.
Did he call, man?
No. That's why I keep putting the phone number out. No calling. We're coming back though. So I must say, 5 minutes. The Matu's got a bail from work, so
okay.
So she's got to power down and get home with dinner. So we're gonna cut this thing. I'm trying to stop saying too. You need to do that every time I say go like that, and that will get on my nerves so much. I'll start catching myself. So
yeah, I like it. And,
you didn't do it. You said I'll do it.
Oh, yeah. It's contagious. That is. Okay, guys, see you soon. Hey, yeah, promote these streams. We got a big stream. We're gonna get this thumbnail right, and because it's
Nicole, I got a hater. It's okay. I'm happy. I got a hater. He's got a hater that does. I don't know. It might be the same hater that just that's the guy who disliked Devolvy's video.
You know who it is. It's I got quite a few.
Or girl.
The main one. I got a girl. I haven't seen her in a while. It's only when I put up MGK stuff, but it's someone called Whitney. So she comes through and. Yeah.
So go ahead and give this video a thumbs down or a thumbs up.
He only hated you. I think he liked the content, but he just hated that. I guess he felt like I was reading that we were laughing at him.
No, yeah. Well,
you remember that time I was like, oh,
you couldn't answer the phone.
Yeah, I was like something.
You were trying to answer, it hung up, and then we laughed about it.
Well, I was like, hey,
but no, I said because I said you didn't know how to operate the phone, and that's why we were laughing. But I guess all he heard was us laughing, and he thought we were laughing at him.
You know what was funny is because
and his name's Drama, or her name's Drama.
Well, she wants drama.
Yeah.
And
so
she I don't know why we're talking about. I probably should say this off the air, but you had made a comment on somebody's post. Someone was like, man, who disliked this? And he was like, I think I know. And then Drama was like, who? He came to the. Did you see the comment?
Yeah, I saw. I look at my comments. I try to answer most of them, especially the good ones. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. I hope to see you back, Nicole.
Did we make this shirt?
No, she didn't have any shirts.
Oh,
so
I thought you had. Okay.
So we got our before you power down, babe. Church what? Church who? Church you. We got our shirts. So I'm going to switch into that and probably wear that one for the next live that we do. And I got to get these lights set up for it too. Anybody that did stay and stick around for this whole hour and a half stream where I just kind of rambled on excitedly myself. I appreciate it. And I guess we'll be back in probably about 2 hours. So go get you some dinner. Kiss your babies, and do what you got to do. See you back here in a couple of hours, and me and Volvy will do our usual antics. I'll probably go over some of the same stuff I just did. So thank you all for joining. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and I'll see you soon.